The veteran you are about to meet will tell you he's been to the doctor a time or two, but he doesn't dwell on the dark, near-death days. You'll see he is full of life. Our 10 News anchor John Becker has his story.
How is it?
It's great.
Super fun?
Yeah.
Meet a man who doesn't stop.
He just keeps going. He just doesn't stop. He keeps going. He gets up every morning. He does normal things every day. He just keeps going.
Propelling himself down this Greenway Trail on an adaptive bike, Air Force veteran Betsy Liebenow has a long list of excuses to stay in bed.
Infertility, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, tinnitus, hearing loss, partial paralysis on one side of my body.
Cancer treatment killed the bone in his jaw. He eats through a feeding tube, lives with 3 ribs, and his list of ailments just keeps going.
Bacterial meningitis, hydrocephalus, multiple staph infections, and bouts of pneumonia.
Holy moly, it's overwhelming. It gets me choked up every time. Every time we see a new doctor, it gets me choked up seeing the history. To go through his history takes a long time.
What can you say about this woman who has been with you every step of the way?
I'm amazed that I think I tricked her into staying with me.
How'd you trick her into staying with you?
With he just has a positive attitude about things.
It just seems like forever since I got cancer. It's like several lifetimes ago.
A turning point in his lifetime came back in 2001 after terrorists attacked New York City. Brian deployed to an old Soviet air base in Uzbekistan. He served roughly 70 days at a base known as K2. It sat roughly 100 miles from the border with Afghanistan. The Air Force Academy graduate and intelligence officer with Special Operations Forces says, unknown to him, the ground where he spent almost 3 months was packed with harmful chemicals, including radioactive dirt, a safe haven for American troops, Brian says made him deathly sick. You had some rough days.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely dark days in the beginning where we didn't know what we were going on. The doctors didn't know what was going on. We were told different diagnosis. You know, one diagnosis we were told, we looked it up, and it was very, very certain death, just within very painful death in a short amount of time.
All his medical care is covered, including the removal of his left arm, an arm he says he can still feel.
The phantom pain.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's like right here.
He can tell me exactly where his arm is at any time. So.
Where does it feel like it is to you right now?
Like it'd be like this.
The retired Air Force major is one of more than 15,000 troops who served on that overseas base. The nonprofit Stronghold Freedom Foundation is now pushing Congress to extend benefits to more K2 veterans reporting abnormally high rates of medical problems.
And I was a lucky one.
Brian doesn't get hung up on blame. He is perpetually focused on what about his life is good, like their adoption of baby Grace from China in 2008.
He just always says, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next, okay? What's next? What do we do next?
For Brian, it's not just biking with his bride. He also rock climbs with his daughter, kayaks, and even plays some golf. And it's that list, Brian says, defines him, a 47-year-old military veteran who just keeps moving.
So I hope people can know that there's a lot of opportunity out there if you just go looking for it.
Boy, just remarkable. When we asked Brian about the first thing that comes to mind about his almost 9 years in the military service, he says it's the friends he made and the places he had a chance to see around the world. What an inspiring story.